Hi, good morning. My name is Alex Hahn, and I was born and raised in Southern California, so I love this state. I love the weather here, and I'm very grateful to have this opportunity to share with you just God's grace in my life and how He brought me to faith and whatnot. I was raised in a non-Christian home. I remember my Sunday mornings just being filled with watching cartoons and just kind of playing with my toys when I was younger. But when my mom gave birth to my youngest sister, she hired an elderly Korean grandmother to kind of take care of the daily chores as she recovers from giving birth. And it was through this elderly grandmother that she brought my mom to Christ, and she introduced her to the church. And so it was around second grade when I came to this church, completely devastated because of the fact that I couldn't watch my Sunday morning cartoons anymore. But I thank God for a VCR, so I was able to record it. But nonetheless, I went to church. It was a Korean church. My Korean is really bad, and so I just sat there just listening to someone preach in Korean. And so I didn't understand much stories from the Bible at that point. In fact, I got most of my understandings from the Bible or Bible stories from this Jehovah's Witness book. Apparently, one of my mom's friends was a Jehovah's Witness and was trying to witness to her. And so, this book was just lying around, and I was reading it. So, needless to say, when I was younger, I couldn't tell the difference between Christianity and from all the other religions. It was also when I was younger that I was really into reading about mythical kings. I read about Greek myths, I read about King Arthur, and these were all kings that I felt were very noble and someone to really emulate in my life. But as I was going to church and as I moved up in grades, it was the summer of 1997, where at a summer retreat, this preacher came up and he preached a message about Jesus the King. And it was from there that all of my readings about mythical kings came to a close as I met the true and genuine King of Kings and Lord of Lords. It was at that retreat where I was convicted of my sins, and that's when I decided, why would a king not only die for his people, but die for his enemies so that he could redeem them? That was the most attractive quality about Christ, and I went for that, and I gave my life to him, and I'm so grateful. During college, that was when I felt that God was really gracious to me and caused me to grow tremendously. It was during college that I understood the depravity of man's sin. And as I walked around campus and saw the various souls who didn't know Christ, God was really putting into my own heart a sincere desire to evangelize and to bring the gospel to the lost. It was also during college that an outreach leader of mine, who was part of the campus ministry that I was a part of, he challenged me to consider missions. The conversation went like, Alex, have you ever considered going on missions? I said, no, because I was a sender. He's like, well, how do you know if you're not called to go if you don't go? And I said, you're right. How would I know? And so through my local church, I went out to missions, the summer missions trip, and I was thoroughly convicted, so much so that after I graduated from college, I decided to go on missions for a year and a half after I graduated. After graduating from college, I was part of a group that was sent out from my home church, and we were sent off to the Far East. For security issues, I don't want to say the name of the country, but it starts with a ch and ends with Aina. As I went out to this country, there was a question that I was asking in my own heart. Like, what do I want to do with my life? And as I was praying and seeking the Lord through, reading His Word and just on my knees praying and asking God desperately, I was led to the conviction to become a missionary, and specifically become a missionary to this nation that I was in the year after I graduated. And that's why I came to TMS. I wanted to be trained, I wanted to be equipped so that I could go back and bring the gospel to those who are lost overseas. While in seminary, there's plenty of evidences of God's grace during this time. I just want to highlight two. One is friendships. I'm very grateful for the old and new friendships that I was able to make here at TMS. for the new friends that I was able to make, the partners in ministry, to be able to build those connections, to build those bridges is a tremendous, tremendous blessing. And if there's one regret that I have, I wish I could have reached out more to the student body here. And I was also grateful for the old friendships that I had, whether it be friendships that I already had here or friendships at my home church. Just for the indirect and direct discipleship that everyone has given me has been a tremendous, tremendous challenge. And I'm grateful. Another evidence of God's grace for myself while being in seminary is my wife. I was able to get married while I'm in seminary, and it's 2 years to this day that we've been married, so we're celebrating our anniversary today. So praise the Lord for that. And my wife is watching right now at work. I'm hoping with earphones or headphones so that she doesn't get in trouble. But I just want to say that thank you for saying yes to our first date. Thank you for saying yes to the proposal. And thank you for saying yes at our wedding day. And and I love you very much, and I'm looking forward to many years to come with you. Plans for the future, three-pronged plan for the future. The first one is to attempt to finish the THM program before I leave for missions in 2015. Secondly, to continue to be a faithful husband and father to our growing family. And thirdly, to keep preaching the gospel until the day I die. Thank you.